I'm pretty excited about today. It's been a little bit since I've made a video like this. Actually, it's been since my Welder days, which was a couple years ago. Well, now ArCCaptain has got a hold of me, sent me this. We're gonna unbox it and see what they sent, because they said they sent me a MiG 200, but it shows on the box here MiG 250. So we're gonna find out together. Yeah, it does say 250. So this is a MiG 250. After a little bit of a crash course, because I was studying the MiG 200. So the MiG 250 is a multi-process welder. We'll do SMAW, it'll do GTAW with a lift arc, and it'll do GMAW as well as gasless flux core. A nice looking machine, I tell you what. All right, so I did do a little bit of reading up on this machine. In the box, you always get the instructions, get the machine itself, and now we're gonna see what type of, you can also get this in an aluminum repair kit pack for I think $688, comes with a spool gun. I did not get that. I just got the standard kit. The standard kit, I think, so this comes in at $475.99 on their website right now. Hey, I do get a gas hose, that's kind of nice. So ground clamp, uses one of them steel ground clamps. These are not, they're not terrible. Not my favorite. Ground cord looks a little thin. We'll see how it holds up. Rod holder, and actually this looks a little better than most of the rod holders in these less expensive machines. This one doesn't look too bad. A little on the hefty side, actually. I do like how it feels. 220 to 110 adapter. Now you can hear my generator in the background, so I'm definitely running 220 today, but we will try 110. And then this is the MiG torch. It's got the Euro connector, and I'll tell you what, that torch does feel pretty good. It feels pretty substantial. It's all plastic here. Feels like a coated steel. It's already got a tip in it. What size tip does it have? It's got an 035 tip in it. Hopefully they gave me another set of tips. They did. Now this MiG gun takes gun style 17 tips. You can get these at a local welding supply store. You don't have to rely on the 3 that you got, and all 3 of them I bet are different sizes. I know they have 2 035 and 1 030 that come with it. Missed something. Guide wheels, that's important, and some Teflon tape. This cord isn't very big either. We're gonna see how all this holds up. So my first impressions are, this cord seems thin, the whip and the ground seem a little bit thin cord, the MiG gun seems a little thin, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. As long as it can handle what we throw at it, then we should be okay. So I'm gonna plug this thing right in. We're gonna get into the settings and we're gonna play with it for a little bit. First thing I'm gonna do, FCAW. Why? Well, because Blue Demon sent me some E71 T11 gasless wire. Let me get this plugged in and get started here. I'm gonna set this thing up just like anybody else would. Get real excited, got a project, the reason why they got this thing, and they wanna get started welding right away. So we're just gonna ignore the instructions for now and see how easy this thing is to set up. Now, for setting up a machine for the first time, what I'm gonna do is look at this thing and see what do we need to do. What guide wheel do we have in? Oh, and they give you a little chart right here too. Pretty nice. For flux core, you should use a knurl groove wheel. Okay, so this has little grooves in it. You wanna make sure you're using that for flux core because you can't put a lot of pressure on the wire because you could crush the wire. So them grooves help it feed through. We're gonna put it on 030, which is 0.8 on this. Tighten this nut down. So after I take this cover nut off, I can take this nut off in order to get this guide off because I have to use the smaller for the 2-pound wheel. Hopefully it fits. It's not a very substantial nut, it's a little plastic piece. Now it has a little spring, a surface thing, and then a Teflon wheel. That goes on with it. This can go off to the side for now. I don't need this for the time being. Now this is set up so the wire comes underneath and goes in. So I have to make sure I have the orientation of this set up appropriately. I'm not going to cut it yet. There. These on. That. And then I just need this little nut. This will adjust the tension right here. You want enough tension to where it doesn't free roll, but not so much that it takes a lot to pull it. So like right there, as soon as I spin it, it kind of stops. That's about what I want right there. Okay, cut the bent piece off. I'm gonna feed this through. Now when you're getting ready to spool a new spool on here, don't let go of this wire. If you let go of the filler, it'll unspool, cause a bird's nest, and no, you will not be able to get it back in very easily. So I'm gonna feed it until it comes out the other end like that. Lock it down. Now I can let go. When you're doing flux core, especially gasless flux core, that tubular wire is kind of fragile. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set it at like a setting of 2 on this machine. And I want it to be tight enough to where I can't pull it through, but not so tight that it's, you know, if it hits my finger, it doesn't poke me in the hand. Poke through my hand. That's pretty good. So I don't understand why everybody puts a power switch at the back. Put it up here where we can get to it. These Euro connectors are really nice. And then as you're feeding, you want to take the tip out in order for the wire to come out. If it gets jammed up in that tip, it could cause a giant bird's nest. Okay. There we go. Now, one thing I did notice is that while I'm trying to feed it through, it doesn't have a separate button to spin the wire feeder as fast as it can go. But what it does do with the trigger is that once it realizes that it's not welding after like a second or so, it speeds up to as fast as it can go to get the wire out. That's pretty nifty. Now, when you're doing flux core, you don't need the nozzle. I'm probably gonna end up taking it off because I hate looking at it. Oh, it's got a, look at that. Nice thing is, I just realized this. It's got an LED light in there. That's awesome. Makes it a lot easier. So we have this. I am running, so this says E71 TGS GS. It's basically the same as T-11. So I'm using 030. DCEN, direct current electronegative. So that means this is your power source, goes to the negative side, and your ground goes to the positive side. 11 gauge is 0.120, we'll go with this. So this is saying 20 volts and 360 inches per minute. That's kind of hot. All right, well, we'll try it. So right now I'm just using standard manual modes. We're gonna go over here. It says 20 volts and 300, and that's not it. 360 inches per minute. Okay, that's synergic mode. That's not useful for flux core. So this is basically like your trim settings or your arc control. So I can set it to hard, which would be a harsh arc. I can set it to soft, would be a softer arc. Never had that option on flux core, so we're just gonna leave it in the middle and see how we do it. Now it's time to weld it. This is a bracket that I've had from one of my racks. Brush the paint off. I'm gonna take this nozzle off because we obviously don't need it. All right, let's see what these settings are. This is set up for 11 gauge, which is 0.120. This is a tiny, tiny bit thicker. And here we go. Holy sweet Jesus. That's got some oomph behind it. Little tack on the table. I tell you what, goddamn, I was not expecting that power behind it. Matter of fact, I gotta turn my, oh, yep, that's why. I'm not gonna be able to see for a little while. Those settings are right on. That feels good. I tell you what, that feels pretty good. Let's just keep going and see. I might play with the settings a little bit. It's getting a little humpy on me. So I might actually turn maybe 20 and a half. Thing's got some ass behind it, seriously. I've played with a lot of flux core welders before. Now, the S welders that I used to play with, I couldn't get them to do quite this much wire speed or amperage without really just causing hammering. This one is just, I mean, those settings are right. Yeah, it's hot. I mean, it's really hot. I like it. I'm a happy camper right now. Just keep going for a little bit. Now, the one big thing too that really matters when you're doing any sort of welding is the filler metal. So if you're using crappy filler metal, you don't know where it came from, like Temu or some brand that you've never heard of before, that can really affect your weld too. So make sure you use good quality stuff, such as the Blue Demon stuff that I'm using now. This machine, so far, is showing some really good consistency with its wire speed and its amperage control, which is really nice to see. I haven't even scratched the surface of this thing yet. It's very consistent. I'm really enjoying this a lot. It's been a little while since I've had a flux core welder that actually can really weld flux core. I mean, really. There's a lot of machines that can get away with it. The S-welder machines are really good. I was expecting for the price of this thing for it to be a little dodgy and hiccupy. So a lot of times when you're starting flux core, it tends to hammer a little bit and then get started. This one seems to start almost right away. But I mean, that penetration is going almost all the way through. I could definitely speed up if I wanted to. But I mean, well, now that I have this thing basically set up, I'm gonna get my little project out. I have my trailer, and my trailer tongue is a little high with how high that thing sits, so I'm gonna drop it down. I don't have any 2-inch tube left, otherwise I would just use some 2-inch square tubing. But since I have this, holy crap, I warped the table. Since I have these two pieces that are basically not being used for anything, I'm gonna clean these up. I'll weld these two together. Four tacks to hold it. Now I'm going to put a couple bigger tacks in the middle here so it doesn't run away from me. Here we go. I can hear it kind of pushing through a little bit. Matter of fact, I poked a little hole right there. That's full penetration, one pass on a little machine like this. Not bad. Let that cool down before I cut it. Well, that's a good first start. First unboxing of the ArCCaptain, running flux core wire in it on a 220 circuit. I can weld 1/8" angle, I can weld any 1/8" plate all day long and then some. If I do proper joint preparation, I could weld 1/2" 3/4" plate with this. It wouldn't be the most efficient thing in the world, but I could do it no problem. And I can run 035 wire instead of 030. So the ArCCaptain MiG 250 with the flux core wire, the gun, or a 220 volt circuit, no problem. I'd say it's a really good home setup and even doing side work. Now, we're gonna hook up the stick leads because this is Stickman Fab and see how it stick welds.